Stipe Miocic offered Tom Aspinall some advice ahead of a potential fight with Jon Jones. Having faced Jon himself this past November, suffering a third-round TKO loss, Stipe advises Tom to not do what he did. Speaking to the Schmo, Stipe said, "Don't do what I did. Tom is super tough and he hits hard, moves well, he's a big man. If he stays calm under the situation, and whatever happens, he just stays calm, I think he'll be fine. If he picks his shots and he's smart with what he does, I think he'll do fine." Stipe also weighed in on the current best heavyweight fighter. He chose Francis Ngannou over Jon Jones. Stipe continued, I'd go Francis over Jon Jones, just because he's tearing it up. He's doing great with his boxing. I go Francis. Jon Jones responded to this quote. He reposted it to his Instagram story and wrote, "Of course." Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen addressed the MMA Guru's recent criticism. During UFC 312, Guru posted this to X. He wrote, "Not trusting USA Wrestling credentials anymore. I've been gaslit for years by the likes of Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen about these quote-unquote monsters at wrestling. They all get shucked off by the first athletic person with zero background that they run into. Zhang beat Suarez." DC and Chael responded to Guru on good guy, bad guy. While Chael partially agreed with Guru, DC disagreed entirely.
So, MMA Guru, who I really don't know who that is, but the way that Air said it to me today, it means that this person's somebody, because she goes, "Did you see what MMA Guru said?" And I'm like, well, I have no idea who MMA Guru is. What to MMA Guru, what do you have to say?
Well, Daniel, to a degree, I've been surprised myself. For MMA Guru to call that out, I will tell you, it has been slow for me to learn this, but the fact that a wrestler used to come and do it, we just don't live in that game anymore. It is such a complete style now. It is not something where you can get through college and then start picking up some boxing lessons on the side and you're good enough for the octagon. That was true at one point, but if Guru is just arguing that these hard, gritty, tough wrestlers isn't enough, he wins this argument. I thought it was, but he does win this argument. Wrestling is not enough, not by itself.
He's wrong, Chael.
MMA Guru responded to DC and Chael. He reposted the clip on X. He wrote, "Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen made their response to my take on US wrestling and modern MMA on the recent episode of Good Guy, Bad Guy on ESPN. Welcome to the algorithm, boys. I don't know what I possibly could have done to annoy DC in such a way. Tomorrow I respond." He followed up with this, showcasing his recent video calling DC out for gaining weight since he retired from fighting. In quotes, he wrote, "I have no idea who MMA Guru is." Luke Rockhold didn't hold back in his criticism of Sean Strickland's performance at UFC 312. He agreed with the sentiment that Sean projects an image of a relentless fighter willing to fight to the death, but fails to back it up in the octagon. Furthermore, Luke asserted that Sean will never earn another title shot. Speaking to Ariel Helwani, Luke said, "If someone breaks your nose, you've got to fight like a f***ing man and sack up. We all watched the fight, and we all heard a guy talk about to the death, Dutch man, to the death. This motherfucker talks such a big game, then he b***s out and basically quits in the fight after he breaks his nose. What are you worried about? You have a title fight. A world title is on the line. That's all you want. That's all you dreamed of. And you're more worried about fixing your f***ing nose than f***ing winning, and biting down on your mouthpiece and doing what you've got to do. It shows your true character. That's what the cage is all about. When has he ever f***ing put his ass on the line and f***ing bit down and really went for it through the whole process of a fight? Not just the last 10 seconds of a round. The guy is non-stop. He's not finishing any big fights. I'll tell you that. Look at him out there, talking, just talking. I'm just tired of fake people. You just see everything that he presents himself as, which he is not. It's pretty simple. You've got to show up and lay claim to your words. If you don't, you eat a lot of shit. Trust me, I've got my fair share of shit. We all say things. Sometimes it doesn't work out the best way possible, but you assume certain things you say, you've got to try to do. And then there's other versions that don't come so true. Sean will never make it back to anything of substance. He proved it. He just wants to exist. He wants to exist at the top and be a part of the show. That's all he wants to do, from what I see. Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo have differing opinions on the potential matchup between Alex Pereira and Dricus du Plessis. Henry believes Dricus would come out on top and says he would put his money on him to win. Usman, however, disagrees, favoring Alex Pereira in the matchup.
If we do see a matchup between Dricus, between DDP and Alex Pereira, even though I do believe that Pereira is going to beat Ankalaev, I'll definitely put my money with DDP. I think DDP stylistically is a problem, dude. And I know DDP's gonna go in there and wrestle. And I think with the grappling, I think that could be very problematic. But there's one thing that I will say is he will need to be careful because Alex Pereira does a really good job of countering, and there's a lot of little sloppy things that DDP does. But I think I'll put my strengths and his mixing of the fighting against a guy like Alex Pereira.
But if he does move up, Henry, like you were saying, I don't know if I favor him against Alex Pereira. That's blasphemy.
Yeah.
You said that. That's blasphemy.
No. But I would not count this dude out, man, just because stylistically. But I will say this about DDP is he understands the game.
Demetrious Johnson has urged Sean Strickland to reconsider his fighting style in wake of his defeat to Dricus du Plessis. Demetrious believes Sean's commitment to the Philly shell defense may be holding him back, and to continue progressing his career, he believes Sean must diversify his skill set and learn new tools. On his YouTube channel, Demetrious went on to say, "I know you guys always say I'm a Sean Strickland hater, but I am not. I basically call it how I see it. Sean Strickland has a style where he would not deviate from. Whether he's losing a 5-round decision or if he's winning a 5-round decision, he will not deviate from that Philly shell style. With that beautiful jab he has, along with the 1-1-2 and the 1-1 wide 4, he will not deviate from that. The teeps and the push kicks, he's been doing that style from the very beginning, in the past 4 years of his career, and he will do it for the next 4 years of his career. In order to get better in this sport, you have to take the time, swallow your pride, swallow your ego, and put yourself in a position where you're going to force yourself to evolve and get better and learn new tools. That's the only way you're going to become a better fighter in this game. Otherwise, people who are younger, who will take the time to evolve and get better, are always going to beat you." Dustin Poirier will make his final walk to the octagon later this year. He recently confirmed that the UFC is working on securing a matchup for him in New Orleans this summer. Although his opponent has not been officially announced, there has been speculation that it could be Paddy Pimblett. However, Dustin has since dismissed these rumors, stating that he will only fight a legend for his final bout. Speaking of front office sports, Dustin said, "I was worried when I first came to them with the idea that I want to retire at home in Louisiana, that they would be against it, but surprisingly they were down to push it forward and try to make it happen for me. I think we're close. I think this summer we could have a fight in New Orleans. It is 100% not Paddy Pimblett. Legends only. I'm not going to retire fighting Paddy Pimblett." Aljamain Sterling says he's starting to consider Dricus du Plessis as the Floyd Mayweather of MMA. He previews the potential fight between Dricus and Khamzat Chimaev. Aljo says that after watching Dricus' recent performances, it's difficult to bet against him. He thinks in order for Khamzat to win, he will need to finish Dricus early in the fight.
I'm still torn on this one because I'm starting to feel like Dricus is the Mayweather of MMA, bro. Of the middleweight division. Like, there's just, like, how can you bet against this guy at this point? It's a hard sell to bet against this guy. Khamzat he's a bulldozer, but Khamzat's gonna need to get him out of there in the first round. I think if he lets that fight get out of the first, and he goes crazy like he normally does, that's a bad place to be with a guy like Dricus who just keeps going up as the fight's progressing. 25 minutes. That's what makes it so intriguing. It's just like, can Khamzat dog him in the first 5 minutes, come out, kill everybody, brother, kill everybody, and just go nuts. But I just think the physicality of Dricus is something to really look at for anyone making a bet on this fight and really trying to break it down. Khamzat is normally the bully. I don't know if he's bullying Dricus, bro.
Right.
I just don't see him going in there, picking him up and just slamming him down. I know they say he does that to heavyweight and 205ers, but Dricus can actually wrestle.
Yeah.
And he's a big, strong dude, and he has really good jiu-jitsu. It seems like he has a crazy squeeze too. So that's why for me, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a great fight. I actually hope they grapple. I really hope they grapple.
Ilia Topuria recently expressed interest in moving up to lightweight to challenge Islam Makhachev for the title. However, Paddy Pimblett, who has had a long-standing rivalry with Ilia, doubts the move will materialize. On his recent appearance on Blood Red, Paddy said, "I can't see Ilia fighting Islam. He's only defended the belt once. Normally, you need to defend the belt like 3 times, and he's not that big of a star. He's not Conor McGregor to just jump right up and fight for the other belt, so I can't personally see that happening. But we'll see what happens. I heard Ilia's headlining UFC 314 against Volk, but you don't know until it's finalized with the UFC." Joe Rogan has expressed interest in seeing Ilia Topuria move up to lightweight and challenge Islam Makhachev for the title, despite Ilia only having one featherweight title defense. Currently, Ilia is rumored to be defending his belt in a rematch against Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 314 in Miami, though the fight has yet to be officially confirmed. Joe said, as crazy as it sounds, I hope Ilia goes up to 155. I really do. Alexander Volkanovski, Diego Lopez at 145, Ilia goes up to 55. I don't care if he only defended the title one time or didn't. Who cares? Let's go. Let's f***ing go. It'd be nice to see him fight some of the other contenders at featherweight, but also who cares? Let's go. Let's f***ing go. Joe Rogan also shared his thoughts on the potential rematch between Ilia and Volk, stating that he would prefer to see Volk defeat another contender before getting another shot at Topuria. Joe continued, if you want to make the big fight for July, is it the Volkanovski rematch? I don't know. Volkanovski, people probably want to see him win one. He gets beaten by Islam in the first fight, he gets KO'd by Islam in the second fight, and then he gets KO'd by Ilia. So 2 KO losses in a row, 1 decision. Even though he's a legend, you kind of want to see him beat another contender maybe. I wouldn't hate the rematch. It's one of those ones where I hope Alex is 100%, and I want to see it, but he shouldn't have fought him that quickly after getting KO'd by Islam. 3 months, 4 months later, he took a shot. Tatiana Suarez fell short in her first title shot over the weekend, suffering a unanimous decision loss to Zhang Li and marking the first loss of her MMA career. With this setback, Tatiana now holds a professional record of 10-1. She addressed the loss today in a statement via Instagram. She wrote in quotes, "Champions don't show up to get everything they want. They show up to give everything they have. And that's what I'll do every single time. No matter what, I love it all. Win, lose, or draw. I'm right where I want to be, doing what I love to do every single day of my life. I have the best people around me that love me for me, living the dream. It's all about the right mindset, and life has taught me time and time again. I've experienced it all. Thrill, agony, happiness, heartbreak. That's what life is all about. I'm blessed to have this life, and I'll share these experiences with my children and the future generations to come. Thank you to my friends, family, teammates, coaches, and fiance for being there every single time no matter what. Love you guys. On to the next." Khamzat Chimaev has been taunting Alex Pereira today on social media. For those of you who don't know, Alex and Khamzat have been going back and forth for years now at this point, back before he fought Israel Adesanya for the second time at UFC 287. ESPN sat down with Alex and had him share his thoughts on numerous fighters. Alex had positive things to say about everybody but Khamzat.
Whittaker.
Guerreiro.
John Jones.
Guerreiro.
Jamal Hill.
Bom.
Yuri Prohaska.
Muito bom.
Israel Adesanya.
Guerreiro.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Today, Khamzat Chimaev posted this photo on X of Alex Pereira getting knocked out by Izzy. He wrote, "Sama, wake up," with a laughing crying emoji. He followed up with another photo of Alex getting knocked out by Izzy. He wrote, "Sama." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Kamaru Usman saying that he was unimpressed with the performances of both Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis. It's from Daniel Kelly 3065. It says, Usman is starting to become more known for talking about other fighters instead of actually fighting other fighters. You're better than this, champ. The second one's from Proxy 1996. It's in reference to Dricus du Plessis' response to Khamzat Chimaev. It says, DDP has got to have the best trash talk. In quotes, whenever he tweets, it's just random words in English. And the final one's from Jules Bruno. It says, it would be funny if McGregor came back, got retired by Poirier in their 4th fight together, and never fought Chandler. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.